Welcome back, Trinidad and Tobago, and we'd like to remind you that there will be a public viewing of the body of late former President George Maxwell Richards. It will take place from 10 a.m. to 5:45 p.m. at the ground floor of the Parliament building at the waterfront, and CTV will be bringing you live coverage. All right, now as we draw closer to Carnival 2018, we continue to keep you in the loop with some of the big names in not just the soca industry, but also in the calypso industry. And in this Tobago segment, we'd like to welcome from Tobago, joining us is calypsonian Michael Baker. Good morning, how are you doing?
Hello, good morning, Verna. How are you doing over there?
I am well. It's a pleasure to chat with you this morning. You sound like a radio personality.
Oh my goodness, probably the years of being involved in so many little details that incorporates the media.
Yeah, great powerful tone there, great projection. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Michael Baker and what release do you have for 2018?
Oh my goodness, I thought you knew, but
for the audience.
Michael Baker. Michael Baker has been in the entertainment world since 1977. We released the first calypso that was entitled The Bass, and in those days you had to sing 2 songs. The other one was Cultural Heritage, from which I won the Road March in Tobago, and as it were in those days, the Calypso King title. Tobago, please, want to emphasize on that. And from that, I moved to various music areas like the hotels, singing for the guests and things like that. Besides which, I was a lifeguard, of which I spanned the years of 40 years as a lifeguard. And I've had the privilege to entertain a lot of visitors coming to the beautiful island of Tobago, clean, green, and serene. And so, in so doing, the momentum grew, the fame grew, the encouragement grew. And I've also had the privilege of coming to Trinidad and singing in almost all the tents from time to time through the years, except for
as we continue our discussion here with Mr. Michael Baker. Now, Mr. Baker, what is your hot release for 2018? What's the name of that song?
Well, it's a twofold song where the lyrics are uplifting the big woman in society, and the chorus is a ditty, because when you're in a party, people like to delve and deal with the chorus. So I use it to big terminology of big bamcy woman, because most women nowadays are big size plus in almost everything you get, and they're almost everywhere involved in all spheres of society, and they are doing exceedingly well. The song is very respectful. The terminology there, big bamcy, is just the way a Tobagonian in our dialect, if you say, "Kola, we go to Siwag, Wandong, I would not boy." All things are happening up there, you know. In our colloquial tone, we will say big bamcy. And that's how that is in here, to give the party people that little feel to sing along. Because if you don't have a catch line, most times the song would not be party worthy.
All right. Now, before you mention the actual chorus, you said that this song is particularly uplifting. Could you tell us a little bit about that particular aspect of the song? What would you say is particularly uplifting about this song in terms of the inspiration behind it? What message do you have in this song?
Well, the thing about this song is that even in the verse it says, sometimes you wonder just how much she weighs, right? And it continues to tell you that no one's tried to stop her in any way. Big and beautiful, she's a queen, and in any position she could handle a scene. Then we can go into the chorus where it says, she with this nice line. Let me listen for this nice line. Okay. She could cook, she could wash, make love all night. Not size 12, but that's all right. Big hips, thick thighs. She moves with ease, speed like a tiger, feather in the breeze. Then the saucy part comes in. Big bamcy woman, wind down low. Big bamcy woman, cook up so. Big bamcy woman, throw it down. Big bamcy woman on the ground. That is the carnival aspect in the song.
Yes.
See, and it goes on like that. It's what I believe calypso should be.
Yeah.
The not too much lyrics, and it gives the member of the audience the ability to create an impression, create an atmosphere in his own mind as to what exactly the artist is saying.
All right. Now, I'd like to know, what has been the response so far, and are all plus-size women in agreement with the song, or are there those who perhaps would not really agree, or they may be particularly offended? How do you respond?
No. You see, like I tell you, it's respect to the big woman. And the big bamcy part of the song is only in the area of when you're in a party to sing and dance. But all the other lyrics in the song is uplifting. I need to repeat that. All the other parts of this song is uplifting. It is saying that big woman, which is another term I could have used, but if you're going into a party arena, it wouldn't click. You see, just like that, you're hearing big bamcy woman, wind down low, big bamcy woman, cock up so, big bamcy woman, lay it down. You know, they like that sing-along thing. And that is what's going to make this song a party song.
Yeah.
And when you go into the verse, which is how the composers long time used to do it, when you get into the verse, then you get on into the serious part of the song or the serious part of the topic. Understand?
Yes, definitely. And in our society, I guess it's a plus to have to be plus size, or even carry a big bamcy, as you put it. So it's definitely a positive thing there.
Well, as I look through time, way back when I was a kid in the 50s and things like that, most people were not big. Now there's a thriving big plus size in everything, but most people were not big. And some people blame it on the food, whatever. That's not my area. But big people or big plus people are all around you. And you want them to feel good. You want them to feel at home. You want them to know that they belong. You don't want people to watch, that big woman, she can't come in my car, or she shouldn't be in that job, or she's taking too long to move. Like the song says, they move with ease, speed like a tiger, feather in a breeze, part of the song.
The lyrics, definitely, it was well thought out. Do you write your own music?
Some from time to time, but anytime I come up with a hit, I create it myself. Because this one, as I go through the streets, playing the song, stopping here, the song is only about 3-4 days old.
Okay.
And it's doing very, very well at such a short time, because everybody's talking about the big bamcy part, and some people are saying they have a big bamcy woman and they're in love with her and they're not going to give up for anything, and that kind of wonderful terminology is coming out around the song. It's making people aware of the big plus people that exist.
Okay. So have your previous songs been along this vein in terms of highlighting certain aspects of society to give it due credit?
Yeah, Micah Baker very seldom makes a song along the regular lines. I have through my history, I have the Come Discover Both of Us, which is a beautiful classic right now in Trinidad and Tobago. Come discover one of us, come discover both of us, and why not come and discover all of us? Right, that's one. Then I have Who Take Wishy Man, Leave Me Woman Alone. Another big one that did quite well in Trinidad and Tobago and beyond is A Good Working Old Thing, better than a young thing anytime.
So there is a hilarious aspect of it, a humorous side of it as well. So this is what you incorporate in your music.
Yes,
correct?
Definitely. There's education in the song, and it relates to some aspect of life, and somewhere like a good working old thing better than a young thing anytime. Sometimes in that particular song, people used to say, well, Baker, look, I'm young, and I don't think of people better than me. And I said, it has to be a good working old thing. You know, and if you're young today, you're going to get old one day.
So there's
and
hope.
So, you know, they realize that it is a growing phenomenon, you see.
What do you think people particularly appreciate about your style of music and what you bring to the table?
Well, I am mostly in the tourist sector in terms of my involvement and dealings. And I have quite a few songs that relate to visitors coming to Trinidad and Tobago. I've been through all the hotels in Tobago entertaining visitors and locals. So very rare I am exposed to the local market. But either way, whenever I appear on the stage, there is always something to be reckoned with.
I'm glad you mentioned that. The tourism sector and the style of your music. Are tourists really able to appreciate your style of music and little connotations and, you know, the cultural aspect of it? Because your songs are Who Take Away She Man, A Good Walking Old Thing, Big Bamcy Woman. Or are there moments where they come up to you and they ask you, what is this about? What is a Big Bamcy Woman? Are there moments where you have to explain?
Yes. Many times I have to tell them, if you don't understand what I'm telling you now, come back again. And the thing about these terminologies is that people like to learn something new when they visit.
Yes.
And always remember that when I come out to do an hour program or 2 hours program non-stop, I just drink water in between non-stop, there is a collective set of music that a visitor would like to hear. Because you can go to a visitor and sing the most popular song in Trinidad and Tobago, and they'll probably just watch you, and you're wondering why they're not kicking up and getting on like the local people do. But the catch is they don't know it. And so they may just say, Deo, he said them, he said them, he said them, he said them, he said they, daylight come and me want go home. And those related songs. Oh, island in the sun, will to me by my father's hand. They relate instantaneously. Why? Because the historian in the music field have made those songs well known. And always people like to go to a place where they are welcomed or that is known, you know, for obvious reasons. And so you give them some of the new, but you're blending the old, so that they can relate to what you are saying. And we have a lot of terminologies that exist. Because I remember many times I would use songs that have wine, and they would think that you're inviting them to go out to dinner and have a glass of wine.
Yes.
But we know it's the way you use the hips. You tell them fete, and they want to know what you're talking about fete, but it's a party. They see, and all these little intricacies and terminologies are in our dialect or local twang every day, that they normally don't catch up on until somebody explains to them what it is you're talking about. Sparrow made that wonderful song one time with Saltfish, but it's a double entendre.
Yeah.
And people many times have to go back and tell them thereafter, that is not what you're thinking. That's the catch of a calypsonian. That's the wit of a calypsonian.
Yeah.
Many times in the past you'd hear calypso. In the past you'd hear calypso, and it takes a whole week before you start to understand what the guy was telling you.
Definitely. Now, in each of your hits and your releases, what do you hope to achieve? What do you hope that your audience gain from this?
A learning experience, a happy moment, and a memorable occasion.
Sounds good. Now, what have you been up to over these years as a calypsonian? Has it been a walk in the park? Have there been challenges? How was your experience?
Well, I don't know how young you are, but I broke away from the calypso arena as such and had my own program, Baker Scouting Tobago Talent Contest. That program ran for 17 years at approximately 32 weeks a year. That means every Wednesday, somewhere in July around there, we would start that program, go right on to December, where the winner gets a car. And in it, it was designed to bring all the young talents that exist to the fore, because there was no way at the time, in my observation, and Holly Bitodio and the 12 and under programmer, and even my stand-up bar and those programs, there was no way other for the talents to get a quick exposure to the public to enjoy the merits of being a world-class entertainer.
All right. Now, that sounds like a great initiative. And you said it's Baker's Scouting for Tobago Talent. Is this something that's still ongoing?
No, it stopped in 2009 with the demise of the stock market. That's a beautiful little story in its own self. But I'll come back and see your beautiful face and talk about that perhaps one day.
Definitely. I look forward to it. You know, it was definitely a pleasure chatting with you. I really enjoyed this interview. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Anytime. God bless.